Today, we pop up on the local scene, talk about upcoming things to do in our South Shore towns, enjoy a spoken word performance, and learn about Rex the TV Terrier. I'm Elizabeth. Let's get started. A common sight off of our New England coastline, harbor seals and gray seals are year-round resident species who welcome the occasional migration of harp and hooded seals to this area during winter and spring months. On June 16th, join the staff of Whale Dolphin Conservation for a guided walk down to a secluded beach in the Center Hill Preserve in Plymouth. Together, you'll get to see some of our cutest aquatic neighbors swimming, playing, and sunning themselves in their natural environment. To seal the fun of the experience, experts will share interesting facts about our fish-eating friends, explain why they're so important to the environment, and talk about the different species of seals you can find throughout the seasons. The walk is only a few minutes down to the water and welcomes all ages. For tickets and more information, visit whales.org. Rex the TV Terrier is a nationally known hound and doggone do-gooder. Here's Stephen Cole with all you need to know.
Hi, I'm Steve Cole. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Rex the TV Terrier, Inc., a nationally recognized 501c3 nonprofit charity focused on providing temporary assistance to indigent pet owners. Our goal is to keep pets in their loving homes, so we relieve some of the pressure felt by low-income households to provide quality, healthy food to their pets. Many requests we receive come from the elderly and veterans, but anyone can fall in unexpected hard times. To date, Rex the TV Terrier Board of Directors has sourced and delivered over 7 tons of pet food to needy and deserving animals across the country. During times of uncertainty, we see people struggle with life-altering decisions. Many elderly citizens will be forced to share their limited food supplies with their pets, or in some cases put their pets up for adoption. In extreme cases, pets are no longer cared for and become feral. This creates stress for people and their pets. With your contribution, together, we can bring stability to homes and communities, but we can't do it without your generous support. Pets are vitally important to enhancing and preserving quality of life. That is why Rex the TV Terrier's Board of Directors fostered strong working relationships with our local chambers of commerce, economic development corporations, small businesses, and community-based nonprofits. We are a critical partner who provides a unique service to underserved populations. We deeply appreciate any donation you can make. Thank you.
How we self-identify and how we want the world to see us matters and is defined by ourselves alone. One way we express our most authentic selves are through our preferred pronouns. On June 5th, join Duxbury Free Library's Community Engagement Librarian Sam Correa for a presentation on pronouns and identity acceptance and the ways their use shows care for and respect to members of our community. This event will take place in the library center room. For more information, visit the Duxbury Free Library website. Every year, more than 70 area businesses and over 3,000 attendees come together to enhance or forge relationships at the annual Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce Business Expo. The local scene popped up at this year's expo to talk to business representatives about why this event is vital to the local professional community.
I'm Tiff Phillips.
Hi, I'm Mark McKinley, and we're here today at the Hotel 1620 to attend the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce's annual Business Expo.
We're going to meet a lot of great businesses today. Let's see what these folks have to say. With Bob Nolette, who's the Director of Operations for the Chamber. So you've been doing this a long time. This is your 11th Business Expo?
Yes, the 11th one that I've been working on. We've been doing it for years and years before I joined the Chamber.
Why do you think people will come back every year?
Well, you know, we're one of the only chambers that still holds a business expo. A lot of chambers have stopped doing them, just they didn't find that they were beneficial for their members, but we find that it still is beneficial and our members still want it. So a lot of, we get a lot of businesses from other chambers that come to this expo specifically because it's really the only option they have as well.
What other events do you have coming up?
So we have a lot of events coming up. We have our annual Bark in the Park coming up that everyone loves. That's at Nelson Park on June 10th. And that's from 11 to 3. We have our Empowering Women's panel luncheon, which is a fantastic event, and that's going to be May 11th. And that is going to be a new venue this year, and that is at the Pine Hills East Bay. So those are the next two current events that we have coming up. And then obviously we're going to be opening up our registration next week for our Waterfront Festival, which will take place August 26th this year. So there's a lot happening. As always, we're a pretty active chamber, but we like to offer as much as we can for our members.
That's amazing. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the Duxbury Chamber? That's something coming up too, right?
Sure. So the Duxbury Chamber is an affiliate chamber of the Plymouth Area Chamber. We found that there was a need once the Duxbury Business Association had disbanded a couple years ago, and Duxbury businesses specifically wanted their own organization. Even though we're a regional chamber and we still cover the 9 towns on the South Shore, Duxbury is one of the towns that we still do cover. But to join the Duxbury Chamber specifically, you need to be a Duxbury business, whereas a Plymouth Area Chamber member can be from any of our 9 towns we serve or beyond. You don't even have to have your business in our 9 towns. You just want to do business within our area. So that's a little bit of a difference there. It's obviously a much smaller chamber that we hope to grow, the Duxbury that is. But the Plymouth Area Chamber we're still our same regional chamber. We have almost 900 members now and growing, and we are constantly coming up with new ideas and new opportunities for our members.
You guys are just so vital to the community. Thank you so much for having us here today. I am with my new friend, Kim. Can you talk to me about your business?
Oh, I would love to talk to you about my business. My business is Marchand, CFO. We do financial services for small businesses and nonprofits, from chief financial officer all the way to bookkeeping, payroll, taxes. We do the whole thing.
And you said that you're women-run?
Women powered. We are 12 women strong. We're growing. We love to lift and rise.
And you're a new member to the chamber, correct?
I am a brand new member to the Plymouth Chamber, and I am so excited to be here. It has been such an awesome welcoming. I joined about a month ago, and so awesome to be here at the expo today.
Here I am at the 95.9 WATD FM booth with the hardest working guy every morning from 5 a.m. to up to until 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, Rob Hakala. Rob, why is it important to love what you do?
Well, I'll tell you, you got to be passionate. First of all, it's good to see you again. I'm so excited to be here. You have to be passionate about what you do. And they always say that. And this is my dream to do a morning show. When I went to Curry College, graduated in '96, and I said, I'd love to do a morning show. And then eventually the show opened up at WATD, and I've been doing it. It'll be 23 years in November, and it's been amazing. And you gotta love what you do, especially if you get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you very much, Rob, for spending some time with us today.
I'm with Raquel from 1620 Winery. Tell me a little bit about it. It's a beautiful venue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The 1620 Winery is down at Cordage Park, and my husband, Robert Mullaney, is the winemaker there, and we love to celebrate wine.
Wine is so good. So can you tell me a little bit about why you think the chamber is so important to this community?
I live and die by the chamber. I can't thank them enough for everything that they do for us. It's interesting that this is my very first show, and the reason that I decided to come to this show is we primarily do a lot of weddings, but corporations don't generally think of us, a winery, to say thank you to their customers, or maybe have a Christmas party, or to do a cocktail event. So really trying to reach out to the business community as opposed to my brides, that they come pretty readily, to let them know where we are and what we can do for them.
That's wonderful. Now, why do you think it's important to have events like this?
This is a great networking opportunity. It's funny because I used to be in healthcare, now I'm in wine. I smile and pour for a living, so it's not a bad transition. But I have literally seen so many people here today from my networking and healthcare days. It's really nice to reconnect with our local people.
Here I am with Michael with Rogers Gray. Michael, what brought you here today?
Sure, thanks. Yeah, so what brought me here today was really just, coming out, seeing all the business owners and all the different businesses that are here. It's great to see the support for the chamber. Rogers Gray, we try to, really partake in all events like this and just, spread our name wherever we can and just spread goodwill as much as we can as well. So we're happy to be here and, looking forward to all the new contacts that we make here.
Here we are, we're at the Bayshore Staffing Incorporated booth with Jennifer and Stephanie. Stephanie, tell me all about your business.
Well, Jennifer runs Bayshore Staffing, and I have been lucky enough to work with her since day one when we opened in 2009. And we run a full cycle recruiting agency. We serve all from, all of New England essentially, and some clients even on the West Coast. We run the full gamut. So we fill positions from administrative, HR, IT, marketing, accounting, and finance. And we've been really successful down here on the South Shore. We have an office right down here in Plymouth. Yep.
Excellent. Now, why is it important to do these networking type events?
Well, actually, what's really good about them is we get to meet our community. We see the different business leaders out here, and we really can show them what type of needs that we can fill for them. And we're local, so it's wonderful to be here. Just to introduce ourselves.
Christina Coleman from Plymouth Patuxent Museums. Now, what brings you to the expo today?
We're really excited to promote all of our upcoming events and our corporate space for programs.
Can you tell us about your corporate space?
Yeah, so if organizations or businesses want to host a dinner or like a Christmas meeting or a party, we have space for that.
What other events do you have going on?
The end of May, we've got a big plant sale, and then we're focusing on our summer camps.
I'm here with Christine from Harbor One Mortgage. Now with today's market, is it a good time? Is it a bad time? Is now the perfect time for a mortgage?
It's always a good time to buy a house. It's always better than renting. It's a tight market out there. There's not a lot of inventory. There's a lot of buyers, but with the right team, you get it done.
Taylor, you're from Mass Hire. Tell us about your business and its mission.
All right, so Mass Hire is a state-funded business. We have multiple locations all over Massachusetts. I am specifically from Mass Hire South Shore. So our office is in Quincy, right on Hancock Street. And we actually cover all the way up from like Milton, all the way down to Plymouth. And our main mission is really just to get people out there and working. So we work with employers. So when employers need jobs, they can come to us so we can try to fill those positions. On the flip side, we also work with job seekers. So we can do something as little as just kind of helping people with their resumes, or we can do something that's a little bit more intensive, like sending them to training. Or I'm actually from the youth program, so I'm a youth career counselor. So I work with youth from ages 14 to 24, and we can even help them with like paid internships and kind of get them that like career exploration before they commit to it. Yes, and it's paid, which is awesome. Yeah,
that's unheard of.
I know, right? The kids love that part. That's the incentive right there. And also, when we put them in that more intensive programs, we make sure that we do a resume workshop. So it's not just us helping you create your resume. We're helping you learn how to make it and then learn how to edit it later on in life as well. So you don't need to depend on us to do it. You learn how to do it yourself. After that, especially when we have an employer that is interested in that youth, we'll then follow up with doing an interviewing workshop, which that is like most people have no idea how to do an interview. They kind of just show up and hope for the best. So, we try to teach practices and best ways to kind of sell yourself to that employer to get that opportunity. And again, we make sure we're teaching them ways that they can practice themselves so they don't, again, have to rely on us to do it. They can do it on their own after they do the workshop. We also do mock interviews, which a lot of the kids get nervous about, but it's my favorite part. So we have them come in all dressed up as they normally would for an interview. We have them sit down and they're sweating buckets and all nervous and stuff. But it's the purpose of getting them to practice that. And that's really what we try to teach is all this stuff may be really daunting in the moment, but the more that you practice it, the more comfortable you get and the more confident you get in yourself. So that's really our main goal in that, career exploration field.
I wish there were services like that when I was, a teenager.
Right, me too. I do too. I just, I am so thankful and just seeing and working with these youth and seeing them go from I don't even know what a resume is, what are you talking about, to seeing them all dressed up, going to their interview, letting me know it went great, I'm going to start next week. It's just seeing that whole trajectory is amazing.
Here I am with Emily and Peyton of Mia's Catering by Mama Mia's. Emily, tell me about your business.
We are a full service catering. We also do some delivery setups as well that we have our staff who'll come in, set it up, or we can do your choice of doing a full service catering where we do everything for you to make your life easier.
Thank you. Now, Peyton, why is it important to do these networking type of events?
Yeah, these networking events are important because people get to come in, and if they don't, it brings awareness to the community about your business, and it brings awareness to other businesses about your business. So we get to network with other businesses as well as the people in the community.
Here I am with Florence and Crystal with Therapy Counseling Medication Service. Now, Florence, tell me a little bit about your business.
So our business is it has to do with therapy, talk therapy, and also we do home care services. So on our talk therapy, we help people with depression, anxiety. On our home care side of the business, we do home care, making home health aid, adult, taking care of adults from 18 years and older. With our people, I know everybody says they do Corey, but we take one step further. We do fingerprinting, so that when we're sending workers to people's home, we want our people to be comfortable. Both the staff that is going to a client's house and the clients that is welcoming the staff in their own home. So, and that's the reason why, because I did it that way because my parents also used this service. I was able to be gifted that gift because somebody do due diligence before they send their staff to my house. And I says to myself, anytime I'm doing this business, that is the model that I'm going to be using. And it works so far because everybody that we send, we do our due diligence before we send them to people's home.
Excellent. Thank you, Florence. Now, Crystal, why is it important to do these types of networking events?
I think it's important because it gets our name out there, especially for my aunt. She's worked really hard at this, and for people to see how much effort she's put into this, and for me to show all of the work that she's done, it's really important for them to understand that.
We are a direct lender, Shamrock Home Loans. We have our office at 385 Court Street in Plymouth, and our headquarters is in Providence, Rhode Island. We are a small company, but we were just voted the #1 mortgage company to work for, and we're very proud of that. But we do all of the programs and anything that anybody could possibly need for mortgage services.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, so I'm a millennial. So what advice would you have for someone who's maybe just coming into their first time owning a home? How they go about the loan process?
The best thing to do is to go to a home buyer seminar and sit down. It takes about an hour and a half to go through all of the information that you would need. It talks about credit. It talks about down payment situations and different programs. Getting a pre-approval is kind of like a big jigsaw puzzle. There's a lot of details, and you need someone who's going to give you personal, private attention.
I am with Miss Victoria. Now, you are not here for one reason, but two reasons.
That's correct. I work for Easy Choice Insurance, so I'm here supporting them as well as my networking group, Connect to Close. We're local here to Plymouth, and we're one seat per profession, and we refer business with one another.
Wonderful. Now, can you talk about why events like this are super important for the community?
Yeah, absolutely. We get together, we mingle, we not only support each other, the coalition, all the different businesses here get together and really just support one another.
I'm with Justin from Complete Energy Services. We've chatted before, but for everybody at home, can you just refresh on what your business is about?
Basically, over at Complete Energy, what we do is we work with small business owners to make sure that their facilities are the most energy efficient that they can be.
That's exciting, and it's good for the environment, right?
Of course, that's our main concern is our carbon footprint. But with how utility rates have been over the past since November, everyone and their mother have experienced a rate increase of roughly about 60%. So the national average is 17 cents per kWh. And most business owners right now are paying 32 cents per kWh, which if you're always looking at your bill, it's pretty dramatic. So a lot of people are scrambling to try to get as much savings as possible.
Now, can you tell me about why events like these are important to the community?
Events like these are huge because you never know. Google can only tell you so much, right? So if you want to research exactly what you need for whenever you need it, you come to a place like this and you might find something that you didn't know you needed. And there's always a bunch of great people. The Chamber of Commerce puts on such a great event. This is a historical 1620 hotel in Plymouth, so it's a special event, and everybody's really friendly here, and we're just all trying to grow, and we're all trying to help the community.
I'm here with Peter from Shoreline Aviation. Peter, tell me all about your business.
So Shoreline has been in business for just over 40 years, and we focus on charter flights along with flight instruction. So chartering people all over the country, and then for people who want to learn how to fly.
And Peter, why is it so important to kind of utilize the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce to help you out, your business and other businesses?
That's a great question. It's just because they bring so many people into this area and really kind of help spread our name to a group of people that can just help us grow.
So we talk with Peter from Shoreline Aviation. I've got Aaron with me now. Aaron, can you tell me why, the Chamber, how does the Chamber kind of help the business community as a whole?
Yes, I think it connects the local community to local businesses and brings awareness to those small businesses not everyone always has access to.
And Aaron, why is it important to love what you do?
It's important to be passionate about your job and the community. It just brings everyone together as a whole.
Here I am with Darcy and Kristen from the Magical Years Early Learning Center. Darcy, please tell me all about your business.
Sure. So we are an early learning center. We have 3 locations in Pembroke, Halifax, and Kingston, and we provide early childhood programs for children ages 3 months to 8 years old.
Kristen, please indulge me. Why do you have to love what you do for work?
Well, taking care of kids is an important thing, and so you have to have a passion for what you do to help them grow and thrive.
I am with Sheila Vaughn from Cape Cod Community College. Can you tell us a little bit about the college? You guys have been around for a really long time.
We have, since the 1960s, and I just today saw a student that graduated from our school in 1972. So it was so exciting. And so Cape Cod Community College is a 2-year school, a community college, which is wonderful, right here in West Barnstable. And so we have online, hybrid, in-person classes. We have over 40 associate degrees, plus we also have many certificates as well. We have a non-degree programs as well. So really out there, if a student really wants to get any type of credential, it's a great time for students to be able to come to school. We're just starting a new thing with Healy. Hopefully it'll come through in the legislature to have Mass Reconnect, which is anybody over 25 that has not received a credential can actually go to school for free. And it's amazing. If you don't have a credential and you want to go to school, we'll help you go through that. So it's really important, and we're so excited. It's such a great way to do this. And I love working for a community college because it really is, anybody can come. It's just the path that you have to take. So wonderful place.
Sheila, you seem to love what you do. Why is that important?
I think you have to love what you do because you are the one that's really selling your school, or you're selling to a student. And it's not about selling. I'm selling education, which I think is really important. It's not about just me, but I think you have to be positive in what you do. And I think a mindset of being positive in life is very important. But I love that I work for a community college. I've worked for many different schools, but anybody can go to my school. You're breathing, you can come. And I love that aspect of what I do.
Well, it's been a great day at the Expo. We want to thank the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce for having us here today.
Make sure to check out Facebook and Instagram for upcoming Pop-Up Pack TV events, and make sure to check out our YouTube channel for what's good and good to know.
From all of us at the local Scene by Pack TV, we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
For more information on this and other events, visit PlymouthChamber.com. The Kingston Farmers Market is revved up and raring to go for its annual summer season. On the first Sunday of every month from now until October, head to Gray's Beach for fresh produce, locally sourced essentials, food trucks, and some good old community fun. Head to the Kingston Farmers Market Facebook page or their website for more details. The Pembroke Council on Aging Summer Concert Series is back. Once a month from 5:30 to 6:30, starting on June 12th, the COA is the location for an array of local musicians and bands, including Tom Madden, Cruisin', Play It Again, and Blame the Whiskey. This program is free and open to the public, but the COA does ask that you register in advance. To reserve your spot and learn more, call 781-294-8220. The performance art of drag has a rich history and cultural significance in the queer community. On June 10th, teens aged 13 to 18 are invited to enjoy the virtual program Dishing Out Drag with popular New England drag queen Giganta Smalls. During this one-hour event, you'll take a peek into Giganta's routine before she hits the stage, get a few makeup and costume tips, and explore what life is like in the drag world. Based out of Connecticut, Giganta considers herself to be the largest drag queen in captivity and lights up the stage with her vibrant performances and quirky personality. This event is hosted by the Plymouth Public Library. For the Zoom link and other information, visit the library's website. Next up, from the America's Hometown Laureate open mic event is poet Sarah Grady performing her original work.
Our next reader tonight is Sarah Grady. Sarah is a coastal and estuarine ecologist, a former poet laureate in Harvard, Massachusetts, who now lives in Cedarville, Plymouth. Her favorite kind of poetry to write and read is nature and love poetry, sometimes at the same time. And tonight, she has curated a collection of poems inspired by the nature and coast of Plymouth and beyond. Sarah, come on up.
Hello, everybody. Liminal. Such narrow lines divide the earth and sky. The boundary is always at our feet. Yet we look up to clouds that pass us by and declare a firmament complete. But what of waves that crash upon the shore, whose lapping must divide the earth and sea? Forget not then about the ocean floor, where water lays on ground eternally. Look now to the embrace of sea and air, where each crest kisses, mingles into foam, and seagulls cry and wheel without a care to make both of the elements their home. Thus earth and sea and sky are given bounds, and in the liminal, their man is found. Earl Grey. A cup of Earl Grey with milk, please. Took the stool closest to the big bay window, sipped my morning infusion, and watched the ferry steam away, flags flying. Gale warning today, they say, blustery day on the docks. As I walk away, the wind tries to reach inside my coat, whistles tunelessly in my ears, presses against my skin for warmth. The jetty launches the hopeful tips of waves into the air, where they mingle with the wind and dissipate bergamot breath with strong, salty exhalation. Sentinel. A sentinel stands strong upon the shore to tell all navigators to beware. Its light will shine just as it has before, reliable and steadfast, always there. The beacon swings away, returns again, an intermittent light and shadow cast, a beam that shines upon you, flash, and then back into shadow once the beam has passed. If sorrows fall like shadows on your heart, and you feel dashed and sinking in the sea, keep eyes on the horizon, check your chart, and beams of joy will guide you back to me. When cast into the dark, fear not the night. With every turn through time, there comes the light. To-do list. Oh, it's about a lighthouse. To-do list. Let me just check my time. The day weighs heavily on me. What didn't I accomplish, I ask, while I was listening to you sing at the top of your lungs? What was I avoiding while we dug a pool in the sand with our bare hands, made tiny rivers fill it, and dipped our sandy palms? Wasn't I just procrastinating while I taught you the names of snails, and I told you it was okay to sit on any rock, just watch for barnacles? I was clearly shirking my duties when I drove you over the bridge that you think is Rhode Island, then through the countryside, then over the bridge 2 more times, both ways, because you slept through it the first time. Your hand weighs lightly on me as we lay together with twilight outside and breezes blowing through the window and crickets chirping. Your nose presses into my side, your little hand rubs my belly, and this is all I need to do. This is called the largest alocid. So the alocids are the herring family. When April showers swelled the river deep and serviceberry heralded the run, the evenings filled with lustful frogs a-peep and dinners eaten with the fading sun. With strength of swimming not to be outdone, the shad in schools pursued their destiny. In silver flashing chaos all were one, and demonstrated their anadremy. Their journey took them from the salty sea to swim this stream where we now wade and cast. The fight upstream was no hyperbole, where osprey, bass, or heron could repast. So sapidissima to beast or man, we hope at least a few complete their plan. And then one more, glacial. The glaciers only stretched so far, pushing sandy ridges ahead, leaving giant stones behind, and digging holes, whether pot or kettle. They shaped the land for us, gave us a place to rest weary bodies on sun-warmed ground, cool sandy pools ringed with sedge and rush. The edges of that ancient frozen extent pressed hard on that earth, traced out homes for our predecessors, until we found our place amidst rock and field and forest.
Founded in 1995, the National Marine Life Center rehabilitates and releases stranded marine mammals and sea turtles, advancing science and education in marine wildlife health and conservation. On June 10th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., support the nonprofit center's vital mission at the National Marine Life Center's Food Truck Festival. Visit their location at 120 North Main Street in Bourne for local food trucks, craft vendors, and live music. A lot of fun for a great cause. Visit nmlc.org for more details. In honor of Pride Month, the Duxbury Senior Center is hosting a history talk with town historian Tony Kelso on June 8th from 3 to 4 p.m. In this unique presentation, Tony will discuss award-winning poet, literary critic, and biographer John Malcolm Brennan, who split his time between Boston and Duxbury. A graduate of Harvard University, Brennan published a number of collections of poems, biographies, and was responsible for popularizing acclaimed Welsh poet Dylan Thomas in the United States. After the presentation, attendees are invited to stay for ice cream sundaes. Visit duxburyseniorcenter.org for more details. Next up is Chef Jerry Levine with a delicious and nutritious recipe for aromatic shrimp cocktail.
Today we are going to do one of the most popular appetizers that one would be buying in a restaurant. And it's basically a shrimp cocktail. Now, what's a shrimp cocktail? Well, a shrimp cocktail is made from shrimp. And this size shrimp here is what is called 3140s. And that means 31 to 40 counts per pound. So the larger the number, the smaller the shrimp. Now, shrimp normally will come with a shell and on the tail as well as the sides, and it comes in a number of different ways. One of the most popular kinds is what is called easy peel, which has got a cut along the back, and that does two things. One is it opens up the shell, so all you have to do with your thumbs is just spread it apart, and it falls away. The other thing that it does is that there is a vein in the back, and it's called a sand vein, but what it really is the intestinal tract. And the purpose of removing that is because there may be sand in it. So that's what that is called. Now, these are 3140s. All right. Now, this is a bit of a smaller shrimp. In a restaurant, you're probably going to get a 2025, or maybe a 1520. But anyway, this is the raw shrimp. How do we know it's raw? Because it's not red. And this is cooked shrimp. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to take and do a recipe that is essentially using the typical way of cooking shrimp, which is generally in water, maybe a little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of lemon juice. But I was in New York City and I happened to have a shrimp cocktail because my daughter-in-law said, "Jerry, this is the best shrimp cocktail anybody's ever done. Can you figure out what's in here?" So, as a matter of fact, I did. So I went home and ultimately I decided I'm going to use a little dried basil, a little bit of cumin, and one of my favorite things, a bay leaf. Okay, what did I do? I put that into the water that I was cooking with, and I added a tiny little bit of lemon juice. Now, what was the purpose of this? It was to intensify the flavor of the shrimp. Did I want the bay leaf or the cumin to stand out as a predominant thing? No, I did not, because I still wanted the shrimp. I wanted these other things to complement the shrimp. So we put it in there, and we put it into our pan, and we put all of our ingredients into the pan, and we brought it up to a slow boil. Then I put the shrimp in, and I cooked the shrimp for exactly 3 minutes. And I set a timer. And the purpose of that is I didn't want to overcook it, and I didn't want to undercook it. So this is what I ended up with here. Now, what are we going to serve this with? Well, normally we serve it with what is called a cocktail sauce. So the cocktail sauce, you can either buy one in the supermarket, you can get it in the restaurant. Well, I developed a cocktail sauce which I really like. And it's made with a chili sauce. It's made with ketchup, a little bit of Worcestershire, a little bit of lemon juice, and one of my favorite things in life, Tabasco. Okay, so we've got a little heat, and we've got different flavors, and then it comes out looking like this here. And look at the texture of it, and that is the way it should be. You don't want it too soft, and you don't want it very thick. So what do we do with it? Well, next thing we want to do is we want to go about plating it. Now, but before we plate it, we want everything chilled, right, refrigerated for about an hour. So you want your shrimp refrigerated, you want your cocktail sauce refrigerated. And why do we want it refrigerated? Because the shrimp that is refrigerated has a really nice snap when it is eaten out of the refrigerator. So you want to try to get the shrimp and the cocktail sauce to be about the same temperature, which is going to be refrigerated. All right. First off, how do we serve it? Well, you can serve it on a number of ways. You can serve it on just a plate with a little cocktail sauce. Or you can take one of my favorite things to serve things with, and as well as I don't mind drinking a martini now and then, and which I think is wonderful. And we're going to take a little lettuce leaf, and we are going to add some cocktail sauce to the lettuce leaf. We're going to put that right in the center, and we're going to make up 2 of these guys, and we're going to take the shrimp and we're going to put it on the outside and make it so it kind of looks nice. And we eat with our eyes and our nose and our mouth in that order. And let's do 5 of them. Okay, because these are little guys. So we'll do 5. There we go. We've got one, and now we're going to do another one. And we're going to put the sauce in there like that. And we're going to take and do 5 again. And the shape and the way we're decorating it is so critical. And you know, people like to go in, especially if you're in a restaurant. And as I said, shrimp cocktail is probably the most loved or favored things that one gets when they go into a restaurant, as an app. Okay. We now have that, and we have and you'll notice that I use 2 different sizes of martini glasses. Why did I do that? Because the higher one looks bigger and maybe a little bit fuller, and the lower one, and we'll put it right like that, so we get a good look at it. I personally like the smaller one, but I wanted to show you the difference, the visual difference about how it looks with one size versus the other. So, we have a little bit of shrimp cocktail left over, and my sous chef here, Mr. Metal Heron, which is really designed as a green heron, is standing by, probably trying to get himself a piece of shrimp, which, yeah, there may be some left over, and there's certainly some left over for my producer, who likes to eat a lot. But I just wanted to show you how to do this. Now, let's talk about shrimp. Where does shrimp come from? Where does shrimp come from? Shrimp is basically throughout all the oceans, and it is a saltwater animal. It is also farmed, and it is farmed in places like Florida and Vietnam and areas in South America, as well as Central America, and there are a huge number of shrimp, different species of shrimp, and they all have a very different characteristic. So, but one of my favorite shrimps happens to be what is called a red shrimp, and it comes from the Carolinas, and it is just dynamite. We really don't have any natural shrimp up here in the New England area, but so we get them imported from places like India and Vietnam, and they normally come in frozen, and a frozen shrimp is good. And if you can get a fresh shrimp, you probably end up in southern Florida or Louisiana or someplace like that, and you can get a frozen or fresh shrimp there, and they are simply dynamite. The shrimp boats are these boats that have these 2 massive masts on the side of them. They're called outriggers. When they're fishing, they drop them down like this here, and they tow nets from here, and then they haul the nets back in there, and then they ice them down, and that is the way they do it. So, what do we have here? We have delicious shrimp cocktail, as well as a delicious shrimp that we have flavored with a number of different things. So, to all of you, enjoy your appetizer, enjoy your shrimp, and try adding some spices. And please feel free, we will give you the recipe for the liquid that we cook them in, and you're really going to love this. Okay, thank you for watching Delicious and Nutritious. Looking forward to the next time we get together. Take care.
After her husband dies and her 18-year-old son goes missing, Tova Sullivan begins working the night shift at a local aquarium to keep herself busy. There, she forms an unlikely friendship with a giant octopus named Marcellus, who helps solve the case of what happened to her son. This heartwarmingly uncommon tale is the basis for the Pembroke Public Library Book Club's next meeting on June 6th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Whether you are a reoccurring book club member or a new one, take some time for yourself and join other bibliophiles to chat about the story that has been getting rave reviews. For a copy of the book, call 781-293-6771, and for more information, visit the library's website. Save the date. The Empty Bowls Market is coming to Plymouth North High School on June 6th from 5 to 7 p.m. A festival of fun for the whole family, this market will include pottery and plants, food trucks, and live entertainment for all ages. Proceeds will go to the South Shore Community Action Council's Food Resource Program, which aims to fight hunger on the South Shore. In addition to the good times, attendees will also receive a handmade clay planter, along with a seedling to plant in remembrance of all the bowls that are empty across the world. Visit sscac.org to purchase your tickets. Are you a senior looking to make new friends or meet up with some old ones? On June 16th, the Pembroke Council on Aging's Lunch Bunch is heading to the new Sullivan's location in Hanover for an afternoon of socializing and great food. The group will meet at 11 a.m. at the COA, where the bus will take everyone to the restaurant. Or you have the option of driving your own vehicle. Either way you get there, make sure to register by calling 781-294-8220. so that the COA has a head count. And that's what's good and good to know on the local scene this week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to the local scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.